It is the top of the hour. I'm Nichole Berlie. We do begin with breaking news out of Washington. The top border official being asked to resign after a year of unprecedented migrant crossings. Magnus under intense scrutiny for his handling of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Border correspondent Allie Bradley joins us live. Allie, this is breaking news here. Do we know what led up to this?
Yeah, so a couple of things have led up to this, Nichole. Of course, Magnus has only been in this position for about 11 months. Well, when we talk about what we've seen over the last 11 months, we've seen about 2.5 million people cross through our southern border illegally, again, under his watch. And that is something that, of course, officials within the White House, within DHS are looking at right now. But then you also have investigations that have happened under his watch. You had the situation in Del Rio, that investigation into those images that really stirred up the nation, that those horse whipping photos that depicted something that we, of course, learned was not to be true. Well, we also know that there's that investigation in El Paso that just happened with Venezuelan migrants. So two things that are kind of playing against him right now. And so what my sources are telling me was that Secretary Mayorkas is calling on Commissioner Magnus to step down. He says if he does not step down, he will be fired. Now, I did reach out to Customs and Border Protection asking for a timeline. Are they giving them any grace period? Because he's saying he's not going to resign. Are there a few days that he has before he gets fired? What does that look like? And what are those steps moving forward, Nichole? I have not yet heard back from Customs and Border Protection. But again, Magnus, only in that position for about 11 months. He was actually the chief of police in Tucson prior to being appointed to that position by President Biden.
All right, so Allie, we're still waiting to find out from Border Patrol, what is next for the agency. But do we know how border agents are reacting?
Yeah, so a couple things here. I do kind of have an inkling of what is next for the agency. First of all, we know that right now, what my sources are telling me, multiple people within DHS telling me that Troy Miller is likely who will step in. He is a deputy commissioner. So when and if Magnus is removed from this position, whether he resigns or he is fired, Troy Miller will likely step into that position. Now, he was interim commissioner for a time period before Commissioner Magnus was appointed. So he's already been in that role. I've talked with Border Patrol agents about how they feel about him, and they say they're actually looking forward to that. They're actually optimistic because he actually engaged with agents. Now, when I asked him how they felt about Commissioner Magnus being asked to resign, here's a quote from one agent saying, quote, "He's been a horrific leader, more focused on silly diversity initiatives than actual border security." Another one saying, quote, "He should never have been close to being in charge of us. I've never actually seen him do anything anyways." Another agent telling me he's just outright awful. So agents right now want him to be removed because they don't feel supported, Nichole. From the beginning of my coverage here on the southern border, agents have been telling me that they don't feel supported, that they feel abandoned at our southern border.
All right, Allie Bradley with that breaking news. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.